NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. Here is the news that you joined for this morning. I made a prediction last night and I said we're going to get an AI boom today, NVIDIA boom today. I made it ahead of schedule and it happened. How did I know? Well, the reason why I know, it wasn't a guess, is because yesterday I put out a live stream and I did 45 minutes of back-to-back facts. You must go and see that video. It's posted in the chat now if you're watching live. I'll put it below the video and at the end. And I talked to you about companies buying back. Basically, the stock market is a transference of wealth from the patient to the impatient. And I get this all the time. I measure all your responses through my X, my Instagram. There's my links in the chat, links below as well if you're watching later. And thank you very much, Jerry.
Jerry Mandarin has become a member.
Thank you very much indeed. Lots of members are joining today because we've got a world exclusive Meet the CEO event happening straight after the opening bell. You cannot afford to miss it. That's why we're going to get a massive influx of members today. It's a big exclusive event that people who want to talk to CEOs before companies go public. That's what we're providing you today, a great service. So NVIDIA was no surprise to me, and I made this statement. I was very happy to do so because yesterday I took the day off and I spent the time on the phones to CEOs, Wall Street managers, finding out that people are managers and CEOs are instructing their companies to buy back stocks in the Mag 7. I've made this statement before and I made it again yesterday. I found it out again yesterday and I knew that NVIDIA would be up today. Jensen Huang is buying back shares. This is very, very exciting news. And also, I did a live stream a couple of days ago, about a week ago, about the DeepSeek. Everybody was getting really stressed about DeepSeek. And I literally laughed all the way through. If you've not seen that live stream, you will remember I was laughing all the way through of the false information, the fakery, the nonsense, and people that constantly tell me, it drives me mad really, they message me on Instagram and X and emails and comments and stuff like that going, hey bro, it's always bro, they're always wearing a hat backwards and they always say bro, you got to be in this, yada yada yada, until they're not. The difference is I never sell, I always hold my positions. And NVIDIA was the greatest thing in the world until they dumped it. Binky Bonk was the greatest thing in the world until they dumped it. This goes on and on and on. There's no honor amongst idiots and thieves. Real investors just own the businesses. This is what we do. I've not sold a share now for nearly 14 months, not a single share, and I've got no intention of ever selling any of my shares because I own the businesses. So NVIDIA is a great business and it's one of the best PE ratios of any of the tech sector. The very best tech sector would be Google. The very best business you can own for a forward PE, best value, is Google. And last night we had the Google earnings and people were disappointed. Was it 2 nights ago? People were very disappointed by Google, but I said, don't worry, they're spending money within themselves. People don't understand that. Enterprise money. That's when Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and we'll hear from Amazon tonight. If anyone does request it, no one has requested the Amazon earnings yet. If you are a member, do a super thanks or a super chat. So before or after the video for $5 and I'll cover the Amazon earnings tonight. No one has requested an earnings tonight. I can't believe it. Anyway, there you go. So I'll have a night off if no one does. Anyway, so we've got Google spending a lot more money with NVIDIA and people were worried. And I said, why are you worried? This is good for NVIDIA. People said about DeepSeek. Well, isn't this bad for NVIDIA? Because now the Chinese are doing it cheaper. I said, no, it opens the door to more investment. People didn't understand that. Well, that's what's happened this morning. DeepSeek is now also firstly being proved to being actually maybe not all it's cracked up to be. I'm going to share you that news in a minute. Also more money going into NVIDIA. But what this does do is put the potential for competition and more competitiveness on the table, and what that does, it draws more people into the space, and this is a good thing. Many people have been put off by how much it costs to enter into the AI race. It's very, very expensive. NVIDIA have had a monopoly. So right now we've got a broadening of the sector, which is great for the investor. So what I said to you was the best way to buy NVIDIA was through the S&P 500, not directly. And that's what I've been doing. You've been watching me over and over again now buy the S&P. So much so, I don't need to buy any more. This is my position here. I've got all-time highs again today. Look at this. Look at the 1 year now. If I go to the 1 year, Look at that. Made $25,000, $26,000 in just 1 year. It's pretty good, right? I've now got $250,000 invested. This is my full portfolio, 151, which is now another all-time high. We've just beaten another all-time high. There you go. And I've got $250,000. In fact, more than that. If you take that with my margin and fully in with margin and fully in with the Roth IRA, I've got over $260,000 invested. I'm very much a believer of the market. Now, I mentioned animal spirits a few moments ago. Animal spirits is something that CNBC and Bloomberg are trying to measure. However, they can't because it's confusing everybody. Lots of conflicting news at the moment, but you've got to remember mainstream media like Bloomberg, CNBC have contributors who are paid to broadcast on their shows, and everyone's got an ulterior motive to what they think the market should do and what the stock should do and so on and so forth. We don't do that. That's why we're nearly always in members only mode now, and many of our CEO interviews are members only interviews as well. We're not trying to sell videos. We're just taking the facts. So what do? I speak directly with the CEOs. I find that we've got one today live on the show. I find out what's going on. And if I hear about buybacks, I just tell you quite simply on my Instagram and my X. And I'm always doing it and letting you know what's going on. So I've just given you the link. So let me bring that news in more detail. Thank you very much, Marcus, another member.
Marcos has become a member.
Thank you very much indeed. It's going to be a very busy day today for members. If you want to become a member, there's the link. We've got a big event coming up today. Meet the CEO, and you don't want to miss it. For a couple of bucks, you'd be mad. If you call yourself an investor, you'd be mad to miss it. We do it to stop the bots, the trolls, and the scammers. Right, if we look at the forward PE, right, of NVIDIA, people said it's expensive. Is it? Well, it's 42 times earnings on the forward PE. Now, I did just mention to you, actually, the way to go if you want to get NVIDIA's growth, I would suggest you buy it through the S&P, actually, or buy it through, and people don't understand this, that you can't get benefit from other businesses by buying it through someone else. You can. Look at the forward PE of Google. 21 times earnings. It's currently cheaper than the S&P, and it's one of NVIDIA's biggest customers. So if you buy Google right now, and NVIDIA does well, and Google does well, which it will, these are very strong buys. Look at these strong buys here. Then you are in for a treat because these stocks are both going to boom. I would be buying right now, I would be buying NVIDIA through the S&P. Another alternative, which is technically cheaper, is through Google, but I would still be buying it through the S&P for diversity, not diversity for the diversifying sake, but for balance and proportionality, I would be in the S&P, as I am. Now then, here we're going to get onto more of the news that's just come out. Now, this news you can't access. Very rarely you could find this stuff out. If you want this information, there's my Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread links. The links will be below for everybody watching later. But I've got a pro plan. I pay to have the latest information for all these services, and I provide it to you for free during my broadcast. But if you want to know when I know, so you can be ahead of the game and know that NVIDIA was going up today, like I did. I mean, you won't have the human relationships, but at least you'll have the news. Then you do want to get this. So if you want my Seeking Alpha or Alpha Spread, there's free trials. There's $50 off right now. And without my referrals, you pay full price. You don't get free trials. And that's just the way it is. Anyway, let me read you this news. DeepSeek being blocked by South Korean ministries on security risk. So we talked about this the other day. People were getting really like, oh my God, the Chinese have now undercut the Americans. What we're going to do? And I literally laughed all the way through my video going, guys, this is ridiculous. But thank you very much for telling me 1 minute, bro, with a backwards baseball cap, that I should buy NVIDIA. I know I should buy NVIDIA. I just buy it when you're selling it. Absolutely bloody ridiculous. And now it's all over. Now we thought it was great, and now we don't think it's great. And I said, you're talking absolutely out your arse, and thank you very much for giving me a discount. I did tell you, though, it was good news that there's competition, but it's not competition you need to worry about, and this is part of it. The South Korean Industry Ministry, please tap the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. there you go, has temporarily blocked staff from accessing Chinese AI model DeepSeek, citing security risk, Reuters reported. The government issued a notice on Tuesday directing ministries and agencies to apply caution about using AI services, including DeepSeek and ChatGPT at work. The report added, citing ministry officials. Government-operated Korea Hydro and Nuclear Power said it had blocked use of AI services, including DeepSeek, earlier this month. The Defense Ministry has also blocked access to DeepSeek on its computers, which are for military use, the report added. The country's foreign ministry also halted access to the Chinese startup's AI service in computers that connect to external networks, the report added, citing Yonhap News Agency. It was not clear if the ministries had taken any actions against ChatGPT, developed by Microsoft-backed OpenAI. DeepSeek and OpenAI did not immediately respond to a request for comment by Seeking Alpha. Earlier this week, the news agency reported that South Korea's Personal Information Protection Commission plans to ask DeepSeek about how the personal information of users is managed. The ban in South Korea comes on the heels of Taiwan and Australia banning DeepSeek from all government devices over security concerns. So we're now getting all this negativity around DeepSeek. So on one hand, it was great because it now shows that there's competition. It draws more people into the space, which was good for NVDA, even though everyone sold it, which was a mistake. But now what we've got good publicity for NVIDIA because people are going, hang on a minute, we oversold this, we overreacted. Well, of course you did. It's why I laughed all the way through the video. I found it very entertaining and quite funny that people suddenly flip-flop like a flipping... like a trampoline. It's unbelievable. Last week, Italy's Data Protection Authority, Grant, requested information from DeepSeek on the use and storage of personal data. Then the regulator ordered the companies that provide DeepSeek chatbot service to block the AI service in the country after they provided insufficient information, according to a report from Reuters. We know about the stock. Tech stocks plunged on January the 27th after DeepSeek last unveiled its... remember all of that? What a lot of nonsense that was. All I did was buy more of the S&P. Thank you very much. NASDAQ pulls out a win as Alphabet, Google stems loss. S&P Dow gain with NVIDIA advance. All right? So, like I just told you a moment ago, Google's the way to go, or the S&P, in my opinion, if you are just never wishing to sell your shares. Google, you'll have to trim at some point. Whereas with me, I just keep hitting all-time highs. Another all-time high again this morning. Look, 151.7. We're about to hit 152, which is another all-time high. And remember the sector to be in. I did tell you, Coca-Cola defensive is going to outperform the S&P. I put that in full detail yesterday. Many of you missed that. He had about 4,500 views, but we got 62,000 subscribers, so most of you missed it. Anyway, let me come back to this. Investors continue to wade through corporate earnings reports while keeping watch on the tariff rift launched by the US President Donald Trump against China. The World Trade Organization said Wednesday China initiated a complaint against the US tariffs. China has imposed retaliatory levies. Now, we know about the tariffs. I don't want to waste too much time talking about that. Right, defensive sectors on the benchmark, such as real estate and utilities, were among top performers. What have I been saying over and over again? Way ahead of the information that you are getting. And this is information that you only get if you are a premium paid customer. Make sure that you get my Seeking Alpha and Alpha spread. I've been telling you for ages, defensive stocks. We've got real estate. We've got We've got Coca-Cola, Pepsi, J&J. You've pretty much missed the boat now on these if you want a comfortable win where you don't have to sell ever. All right, otherwise you've got to trim. You've pretty much missed that. That's all virtually over now. But anyway, the other sector I said was the financial sector. Look at Bank of America. Look at the banking stocks. Anyway, lots of stuff here. Google went down. AMD went down. We talked about that last night. However, this seems to have been a market overreaction. An overreaction, absolutely. Market always overreacts. You know what? I'm bored with reading what they're saying. I'm going to come back over here and explain to you very quickly as I end this video before the bell goes this morning. Overreaction. Let me explain what an overreaction is. Most people miss this every time. And how often have you turned around and said, every time I buy a stock, it goes down. And every time I sell, it goes up. Retail investors report of this all the time. You're always making this mistake. And let me explain why. 95% of day traders lose money. It's built that way. The system is built that way. Now, if you think you're in the best 5%, that's fine. I don't like to think like that. I think there's people who know more than me. So let's take that off the table. I don't day trade anymore. I just own the businesses and let them work for me 24/7. An overreaction, what do we mean by that? Well, it's quite simple, really. Wall Street have the news before you. News is power. Information is power. I have more information than you. One, I pay for premium services. And two, I talk to the people that move the markets. I share it with you live on my Instagram, live on X, and live in the show. And today we've got another live interview for members only. Only members are going to get to see it, right? So you don't have that unless you watch the show, right? So you've got to be in on the know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Now, if you listen to YouTubers always trying to pump a stock and tell you something is great, well, why are they doing that? They're doing that because it benefits them. Doesn't benefit you, it sells videos. We purposely push you away from actually watching our videos because one, there's no sensationalism, and two, we're very often members only, so we're discouraging people to watch. And bots and trolls and scammers and people who just want to get rich in 5 minutes without any fundamental value don't want to watch that. They want to watch how to get rich in 5 minutes, and of course they all lose their money. That's just the reality. So we're always trying to do that. Anyway, the reason why you always lose as a retail investor is because you're always behind the curve. Yesterday, I saw umpteen videos going out saying that Tilray Brands is now going to pop up. The news is already so out of date, you've got no idea. I told you this would go under $1 when it did. It popped up because everyone tried to pump it and told everybody it was great, and it went straight back down again. So that was Tilray Brands. There's no place for this gambling. Now, the reason why the market always overreacts is this. Wall Street are not investors. They are not flag flying. They are not patriotic. They don't care about the country. What they do care about is making money. Traders, not investors. Wall Street are in and out all the time. That's what Wall Street do, okay? So when they trade, they've already done it because of news about something you've not yet heard about. And what they do is they always overreact. Now, it's not Wall Street are overreacting at all. It's you. What happens is, if you are a Wall Street manager, I talk to Wall Street managers, they know that there's going to be a wobble in the market way ahead of you because they've had the conversations like what I do, and they talk to CEOs, they know about buybacks, they know about selling, they know about this before you do. And what they do is they dump the market. They take profits because they know that once the news gets out, it's going to be negative. What happens then is everybody else sees the market going down and starts to sell. And that then propels it. And then Wall Street buy it back from you. Exactly the same way as I bought NVDA from everybody that started to dump a couple of days ago. When I told you NVDA was a good business, you should own it and not trade it. How many times have I told people to own the business, not trade it? The trading days are over for NVIDIA. When it was like, a few cents and it was going up and you were making profits all the way. That was the trading days. Now you simply own it. The day will come, like Apple, well, it'll have a dividend, and you'll be encouraged just to stay in a great business that consistently makes money and then will pay you out in a dividend and a steady growth. All right? So the market always overreacts because you overreact, and then it picks it up. So be an owner, do not be a gambler or a speculator. So there we go. That's what's going on with NVIDIA. Now, we've also got what I mentioned earlier, animal instinct. What is animal instinct? Well, Wall Street and CNBC and Bloomberg are trying to measure it, and they simply can't measure it. They don't know what it is. It's when suddenly you get a mass amount of money, which is still sat on the sidelines, decides which way to go. And a lot of that is based upon what happens with tariffs. People don't know yet how to measure Donald Trump. They're not sure what he means when he talks about taking over Gaza. He's not going to take over Gaza. Imagine Saudi Arabia saying, we're going to take over America. You don't mind? Of course people mind. It's where they live. It's their home. It's not going to happen. But we know the way he works now. It's the art of the deal. He throws in chaos and confusion and then gets everyone round the table. Every day I watch this, the more and more I learn about his investment, his strategy. And that's what's happening right now. So we're seeing all this craziness. So no one knows what to do. So what we're going to get an animal instinct. Now, an animal instinct is about to occur. It's starting to happen now with NVIDIA this morning. We're going to get billions and billions of dollars come in or go out of the market. No one really knows what to do. The markets aren't really moving that much at the moment. They've been going sideways for a while, which is what I've been saying, which is why I said the way to go is into defenses and Coca-Cola, not individual stocks. I don't think that's the right way to go right now. NVIDIA is making me money through my S&P, and I bet my all-time high has just gone up again. There it is, another all-time high. Keep making money, never lose money. I've never lost money on my trades. 19 trades, 19 wins. Are you sick of losing money? Be part of the family. Let me give you the membership link and you'll talk to a CEO today and you will understand what I'm talking about. So we've got animal instincts. Now, what's about to happen is we're about to get the market rally like crazy or dump. There's nothing in between. There's a big moment around the corner. Now then, I don't know what that's going to be. Even though I talk to CEOs, hedge fund managers, I am very bullish, but I don't know what the market is going to do second by second. Not all the time anyway. A lot of the time I do. Sometimes I don't. But what I do expect to happen is an animal instinct. It's going to pump or drop very quickly. Now, when that happens, if you are in like I am, you make money. It goes up. Great. If it goes down, like I am also in, I don't lose money either because I just buy more. I'm ready. I've got $35,000 to buy more. Yes, I'm all in with margin, but I'm in and I haven't been buying the top. I've been buying when it drops. I never buy when it goes up. I always buy when it goes down. I always do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Obviously, makes sense, right? So if it goes down 20, 30%, I'm not going to get margin called. I simply buy more. So when we get, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we get the animal instincts, it's starting to show up in NVIDIA already. It's either going to go down really quickly or up really quickly. Either way, I win. If it goes up, I win. If it goes down, I win. Be an investor and an owner and always win. The bell's about to go. I've got to ring the bell. This was made during a live show. Remember, it's easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it. I'm always making money. I'm always making all-time highs. 19 trades, 19 wins. There's my real money. Join me today for a special Meet the CEO. You can't afford to miss it. Ever wanted to buy a company before it pre-IPOs? And what I mean is it's currently in a private state, a gold mine with proprietary, unique data and technology. That's about to happen, and you can learn about it before Wall Street even know it exists. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description, over here and over here. We're about to ring the bell. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.